Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor if you're new here. Today I'm going to be doing my first ever 24-hour readathon. Now, I am not doing a full 24-hour stretch. I quite literally cannot do that. My body will not allow me to do that because I thoroughly enjoy sleeping. So I'm going to break it up and do 12 hours today and 12 hours tomorrow. And the time frame I have decided is from noon, well, it's a little bit afternoon, I'm running a little bit late, but noon to midnight today and then noon to midnight tomorrow. Now, the purpose of me doing this 24-hour readathon is I am a little bit behind on my reading goal. So far, I've read 11 books for this year, and I know a lot of you are gonna say, Taylor, that is a lot, but I am trying to reach the goal of 100 books read this year, and when I mathed it out, I decided that I need to read a minimum of 8 to 9 books per month, and I've only read 2. So I kind of need to catch up a little bit with that 8 to 9, so that's like pretty much my goal is to catch up with the 8 to 9 books for this month. So here is the lineup that I have going on today. This is not by any means a like strict TBR. If I don't want to read any one of these at any given point, I will switch to something else that I'm more interested in. But basically, I just want to give myself this time to try to catch up with my goal. Okay, so the first book that I'm actually going to be starting this video off with is going to be Homegoing by Jessie. Honestly, this bookmark is not even accurate right now, but I've been reading it on my Kindle because I actually got the Libby hold that came through. So I'm pretty sure I have like 30-ish% left of this, so I really want to finish this. It's been so good, guys. I have been like savoring every single moment reading this book, so I really want to finish this one first. And then I have like a bunch of like really short books that are under 200 pages, so I figured these would be good books to read right now. First, I have Tokyo Ueno Station by Yu Mary. I actually just recently got this one last month at an indie bookstore, so I am really excited to read this one, and I hope I can get to this one today. And then for Valentine's Day, I just got Days at the Murasaki Bookshop and then More Days at the Murasaki Bookshop, and these are both under 200 pages, so I think that this would also be perfect for me to try to read for this 24 hours. Then I have Graveyard Shift by Emma Rio. I think this one is like just barely over 100 pages. Yeah, it's 108 pages, so this one should be read fairly quickly. And then if possible, I would like to get to The Love of My Afterlife by Kirsty Greenwood. This is a library book that I checked out, and I really did want to read it this month. It is over 200 pages. I think it's more close to 3. Oh, it's actually almost 4. It's like 360 something. Yeah, 365. So I would like to try to at least get started with this one. I think, like I said, there is no strict like TBR and definitely no strict order in how I want to read any of these books if I even get to them. But if I do get to this one, I think I want it to be towards the ending of the 24 hours, just because I kind of want to prioritize the shorter books first. And then for the books on my Kindle, I do have Barbarian Mind, which is the 4th book in the Ice Planet Barbarian series, which you guys already know. I am like slowly chunking through it on purpose because I don't want to get burned out. But that one is pretty short. I think it's, oh my god, why is my Kindle taking forever? I don't know why lately my Kindle has just been so slow when it comes to like opening up books for the first time. Have any of you guys had that issue? Like, it really bothers me. Okay, Barbarian Mind has 192 pages, so I'm pretty sure I can get through that one fairly quickly as well. And then I have Fight, which is book 1 of like that Skyridge series with all those like really hot men on the cover. My friend Joyce has been like posting a lot about this series because she just read it, and it just looks so good. So I think I want to possibly give that one a try. I'm hoping I can get to that one just because it seems very good. And then, like I said, I am reading Homegoing on my Kindle as well. But that is it for the lineup. I mean, of course, if at any point, like I said, I don't want to read these books and I want to read something else, I'm just gonna go grab it or see what else is available on Kindle Unlimited or see if there's anything else available on Libby. Right now, this is like my tentative TBR. Again, it's not strict, but I'm just trying to maximize the amount of books I can read in this 24 hours. And again, the purpose of this is to catch up to my 8 to 9 books a month. So I definitely really do want to prioritize these shorter reads right here, just because I feel like this is my best bet for catching up. Okay, it is 12:17, so we're gonna go ahead and get started and do the first 12-hour stretch right now. I forgot to tell you guys, it is currently snowing outside, so this is like the perfect time to do this little challenge. I think they said we were supposed to get like 3 inches, so it's really not a lot, but it's like slowly coming down right now.
Taylor,
Yeah?
do you think Peach could have a white cheddar cheese it?
I don't know. This book is so stupid. Okay, it's not stupid, that's not what I mean. But it's like so stupid in the fact that like it's about 2 sisters, 2 half sisters that really don't know anything about each other, and they are living separate lives, and it just follows the generations to come that started with these 2 half sisters pretty much. And it's so stupid because it's like, obviously the more and more generations come, that means the previous generations have to die. Like, that's just like life, right? And so it's so dumb because like I'm sitting here reading this and I'm like 3 generations down of like some one of the like people or whatever, and then they die or they've mentioned their death, and I just get so sad, and I'm like, well, but no shit, this is like 3 generations later, of course they're gonna die. It's so dumb that this book is making me feel this way because like obviously as more generations come, the previous generations die, but like when it happens in the book, I'm just like heartbroken that like the previous generations are dying, you know what I mean? It's weird. That one was sad. That's actually really sad. I kind of almost start crying. I'm trying to hold back tears because I feel like the last couple chapters are going to be really, really heartbreaking. Okay, hi, a little bit of an update. So I have like 6.5 hours left. I'm still reading Homegoing. I started on page 199 and I'm at 273, so almost 100 pages. Right now it says I have 88% done. So I should be done with this book in the next hour-ish, and then I'm gonna move on to my next one. I did take a little break for dinner and to spend some time with my family a little bit, but now we're all done with that, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started with reading again. So my boyfriend and I just discovered that my camera has been shooting in slow-mo since like mid last night. Don't know what happened. I probably accidentally hit a setting button that made it record in slow-mo. but it's literally half of the footage from last night and then the footage that I had from this morning where I was talking to you guys about like my plan and what I was gonna do and you know, hitting the timer button and everything. We figured out that somehow it's been recording in slow-mo. So this is me basically restarting the whole talking thing that I did this morning. So as you already see, the timer's already been started. It's already been set. So I'm just gonna keep it going. It is what it is. It's whatever. But also in the footage from last night, when I talked about the 2 books that I finished, that's also all in slow-mo. So I'm going to go ahead and re-talk about them now. So I did finish Homegoing by Ya Jessie. I gave this book 5 stars. It was so, so good, so heartbreaking, so enlightening. It's about 2 half-sisters that are born in different villages in Ghana. And one is married off to an Englishman and the other one is basically captured and sold into slavery and sent off to America. And it follows their future generations and just basically how their lives play out from one being married to an Englishman and the other one being sold into slavery in America. But this was such a heartbreaking story. There were many, many times where I had tears in my eyes and wanted to cry. There were some parts where I did have to like stop reading just because it was just so real and raw. And it's very sad because although this is a fictional story, this 100% probably happened to many, many, many families during this time. The next book that I read was Days at the Murasaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagisawa. This one is very short. It was only 147 pages. I rated this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was really good. It's about a girl whose boyfriend basically dumps her and she loses her job, and her uncle, who owns a used bookshop, tells her, hey, how about you come and work at my bookshop when I'm out doing appointments for like medical appointments, and you can also live in the little apartment above my bookshop and just come here. You can spend as much time here as you want to, as you need to. And she's very reluctant at first to go because she doesn't really have like the best relationship with her uncle as she used to. But basically she comes to live and work at this bookshop and finds a new love for reading and pretty much just like finds herself. This one was cute. I really liked it a lot. 4.5 stars. And then in like the last like 40-ish minutes of the whole 24-hour or the 12-hour day pretty much, in the last 40 minutes of the 12-hour day, I started the second book, which is More Days at the Murasaki Bookshop. I got like 35 pages in and I noticed the way that this book starts, it talks a lot about books and bookshops and used bookshops in particular and customers and what kind of books the customers like and just kind of like the functioning of a bookshop. And I realized when I was reading this that I feel like this should have been in the first one, or like the beginning of this should have been in the first one, and that would have been nice to get more like info about bookshops and books and customers and lovers of books and things like that. But so far this one's pretty good. I'm now on page 49. It's not too bad, so we will see. This one's also pretty short. It's only 163 pages, so I'm definitely gonna finish this one today. And before I started today's timer, which was recorded in slow-mo, I did talk about how I am planning to still read these after I finish this one. I actually think, because I really just want to hold my Kindle, I don't really want to hold a physical book anymore. I think after this one I might read the 4th book in the Ice Planet Barbarian series, and then after that jump into one of these 2, and then maybe another book on my Kindle, and then finish up with this one. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to actually finish this one in today's vlog, but I at least want to start it. Yeah, back to reading. And not in slow-mo, hopefully. I'm 90 pages in and I think I like this book more than the first one, so I actually think I might change my rating on the first one after I finish this. Okay, here is a very much needed update. I have, oops, 5 hours and 41 minutes left and I'm still not finished with this. I literally have only 30 pages, but let's talk about this for a second. Bro, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? What? I feel like a lot of what is talked about in this one really should have been in the first book. Like I said earlier about like the books and the customers and like running a bookshop and like just the kinds of books and authors and things written and talking about books and people coming into the shop. I feel like a lot of that really should have been in the first one. And so I'm kind of like, not like why are we talking about that, but kind of like why are we talking about that in this one? But when I was reading the first one, I guess I really hadn't realized that there wasn't that much talk about running and owning a bookshop like there is in this one. But then her aunt, yeah, I know we got that from the first one, but like her aunt, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. So like I said, I'm only on like the last 30 pages, just started chapter 14, so I don't know exactly what's gonna happen, but I mean, pretty sure I know. But oh my gosh, why? I'm gonna be so sad. So far, I like this one so much more. And honestly, how do I explain it? I feel like I'm gonna change my rating for the first book because this one is pretty much everything I thought the first one was gonna be. But again, I hadn't really realized that until I started reading this one. But yeah, I'm gonna continue reading it. I don't know what happened with my day today. There was just a lot of like unforeseen events that happened that made me kind of not able to actually sit down and read, which is like quite literally the opposite of what a 24-hour readathon is supposed to be. But life is life, so I had to do what I had to do. But for this last like 5.5 hours, I'm just gonna make sure that I read as much as I can. I still have to shower and all that stuff, but I'm thinking I might just wait until the timer's up to go shower. I mean, I know I'm not gonna like go to bed right after the timer's done anyways, so it's like whatever. She brought pickle. Now she wants me to throw it. And then I think after I finish this, I'm going to read Graveyard Shift because I think that one has like the least amount of pages. Yeah, because I don't even think I have anything that short on my Kindle, so I think I might just read Graveyard Shift after this one and then figure it out. I don't really know. Might just start Love of My Afterlife, but I just want to get like another full book in. The last couple of chapters deal with grief, and it's very strange because it's as if the author literally took my experience and put it onto paper. 5 stars. Seriously, 5 stars. Decided I'm going to go ahead and start Graveyard Shift. I actually, because I was looking for the audiobook for it, and I saw that it was available for ebook on Libby, so I'm just gonna read it on my Kindle. And Libby unfortunately didn't have the audiobook, so I'm just gonna use my Spotify hours, listening hours for it. But it says it's like a 3-hour book, but if I listen to it at like 2.2 to 2.5 speed, it should be definitely quicker than that. And then after that one, I think I might just go into the Ice Planet Barbarian book, the 4th one. I think that one has less pages than Tokyo Wano Station. Oh, and so sorry if you hear snoring. She completely took over my seat, so now like if I lay back, I'm gonna be literally laying on her, which she wouldn't mind probably, but I don't want to crush her, so I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna shift her over a little bit and then reclaim my seat. So I decided to move to the couch because my Papa-san chair got extremely uncomfortable because I was sharing it with my dog and she was like just laying in it very awkwardly, and so like I was just not comfortable in there, so I moved to the couch. But I'm like 60% into the graveyard shift right now, and it's interesting, but I'm not really like, oh my gosh, like this is so good. I don't know. I'm just kind of feeling meh about it right now. I'm kind of just like predicting it to be like a 2.5, maybe 3 star. It's not really like anything special right now. I don't know. I'm gonna see how it ends. Like I said, I'm only at 60%, so a lot of crazy stuff can happen. I'm trying to figure out what happened. Like, it really seemed like nothing happened. I don't know. I think I'm gonna rate it like a 2 out of 5. I don't know. It wasn't very, like, nothing happened. I don't know. Whatever. So I have 2 hours and 22 minutes left. I know I said I wanted to start Love of My Afterlife, like, towards the ending of the readathon. I really just don't want to start it right now. I do have the audiobook on Libby, and I have it for another 8 days. Oh, and I have the book, the physical book, for another 11 days, so I'm not gonna read that one right now. Honestly, the only reason why I said I was gonna start it is because I thought it was due soon, and I thought that my audiobook hold was due sooner than what it actually is. So I'm fine. I'm not gonna read that one at all right now. I'm just like, I'm in the mood for it, but I'm not in the mood for it right now. Let me see how many Spotify listening hours I have left. I literally hate how you can't like look it up in the app. You have to like pull up a web browser for it. It's really annoying. Oh, okay. So I have 7 hours left of my like monthly listening hours, but I totally forgot like a couple months ago. When was this? It was literally last month, a couple months ago. Last month, I bought a top up and I only listened to 3 out of the 10 hours, so I have another 7. Wow, that's actually really good. So now I'm like trying to think what I should do because I do want to read the 4th Ice Planet Barbarian book, but it is not, I forgot what it's called. Let me figure out the name. Barbarian Mine. And this one is, what was her name? It's like Harlow or something. Yeah, Harlow. This is Harlow's book. I really do. Wait, this one's free on Audible. I think. I don't see anything about a credit. Yeah, this one says like to use a credit. Which one's this one? This is book 5. Book 6 is free. 7. Why the fuck do we have to pay for book 5? Okay, wait. I'm so confused. Book 1's free. Book 2 and 3 you have to buy. 4 is free. 5 you have to buy. And then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15. It's like random on which books you can buy. Or like which books you have to buy and which books you don't. Ooh, I'm so glad I saw that then. Okay, so this will make things so much easier. Like, okay, how I go about listening to audiobooks. So first and foremost, I go to Libby, and I have, I think like 13 library cards on Libby from different libraries. And if any of the libraries has a 2-week or less wait, I will put a hold on it immediately if I want to read it very soon. Now, if it's a book and I'm like, okay, like I don't care when I read it, I'll just read it whenever it becomes available, then I'll just put a hold on it, whatever. But if it's like 2 weeks or less, I put it on hold because I realized a lot of the time when I do holds for like 2 weeks or less, it comes in so much sooner than 2 weeks. Like there was one time I put a book on hold that had a 2-week wait at night, and then I woke up the next morning and it was available for me. And then if it's not for a book that I'm wanting to read like right now, if it's not available on Libby, then the very next thing I'll do is go to Spotify. And then my personal last resort is Audible because I really like want to save for books that I love or I know I'm going to love. But if this is free on Audible, that's like a game changer. Because right now, for some reason, this 4th book is like a several month wait on Libby for like 2 of my libraries, and then the rest don't have any copies at all. So I'm like, what the hell? And then so I was gonna use Spotify, but if I could save my Spotify hours for this is like a 5.5 hour book. That's gonna be good. That's the move. We're gonna go ahead and do it on Audible. I'm gonna listen to Barbarian Mine. And I'm doing a little bit of crocheting right now too. Okay, so I ended up getting to chapter 4 of Barbarian Mind on Audible, so I didn't finish that quite yet. But for the total books that I read during the 24 hours, I finished Homegoing, and then I read Days at the Murasaki Bookshop and More Days at the Murasaki Bookshop, and then I also read Graveyard Shift. Overall, I think this was a good experience, especially since I wanted to catch up with my reading goal for this month, and I think technically I just need to read 2 more books. And if I'm already almost halfway done with Barbarian Mind, it can definitely happen by the end of the month. So overall, reflecting, I think this was a good experience. I think I would do it a little bit differently though. I'm not really sure how much differently, but I think I would do it a little bit differently. Or at least make sure that there is a day or days that I know I won't be bothered by life. Maybe one day in the future I will actually do the full 24 hours in one go, just not anytime soon because I do love my sleep. I do hope that the footage from the first half of the 24-hour readathon isn't too boring because, of course, like I said, everything, or not everything, but a lot of the footage from the first day was in slow-mo, so I pretty much lost any of the comments that I made on the books that I was reading. So I hope the beginning isn't too boring, and I just hope that the second day is just a little bit more enjoyable. And a good thing that my boyfriend and I caught it as early as we did today, and then I didn't go recording majority of the day or the whole day today in slow-mo because that really would have broke my heart. That is pretty much it for this readathon. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.